Okay, so in this video, we're just going to talk about multiplication of polynomials. And yes, multiplication has its own dedicated video because I have a feeling it's going to get very in-depth. So I'm just going to start pretty small and just doing multiplication of monomials. So let's try 3x times 4x. As we learned before with the exponents, all we're doing is just adding the exponents of the x's, so that gives us x squared. And the coefficients 3 and 4, you just multiply like normal, so 3 times 4 is 12. Likewise, let's say we have to do 5x times 6x. This is the same thing as saying 30x squared, because 5 times 6 is 30, and x times x gives us x squared. If we have to do 3x times negative x, so again, 3 times negative 1, technically, that's negative 3, and then x squared. Negative 7x to the 5th times 4x cubed is the same as, so negative 7 times 4 is negative 28. X to the 5th times x to the 3rd is x to the 8th. Okay, let's see what else we could do. 3x to the 5th times 4x squared. So that's 12x to the 7th. So what else we could do here? 4y to the 5th, negative 2y to the 6th. So 4 times negative 2, that's negative 8. Y to the 5th times y to the 6th, that's y to the 11th. And yeah, so that's the gist here. You're just multiplying the coefficients and multiplying the corresponding variables with each other. All right, so the next step we'll talk about is, I guess we can just call this distributing. So if I had 2x times 5x plus 3, I just distribute the 2x over, so I have 10x squared and then plus 6x, like that. Another example we can do is if I had 5x times 2x squared minus 3x plus 4. So again, so I'm just kind of taking it piece by piece here. So starting with like 5x and the 2x squared, I multiply that. So 5x times 2x squared is 10x cubed. 5x times negative 3x, that's negative 15x squared. 5x times 4, that's plus 20x. So you can see I'm just taking it piece by piece and then just putting it all together. So let's do a few examples like this. So negative 2x squared times x to the 3rd, and all of this. So I'm going to distribute. So negative 2x squared times x cubed, so that's negative 2x to the 5th. Multiplying negative 7x squared, now I get plus 14x to the 4th. Onto 10x, I get negative 20x cubed. And lastly, I have plus 8x squared. All right. Okay, and let's see what else I could do. We can try a smaller example again. So again, 4x times 2x, I get 8x squared. Multiplying to the 4, now I get plus 16x. 3t squared times negative 5t plus 2. So distributing, so I get negative 15t cubed, and on multiplying the 2, I get plus 6t squared. All right, and lastly here I have negative 5x cubed times x cubed, and all this, I start to get lazy. Okay, so I'm going to distribute onto the x cubed, so I get negative 5x to 6. And remember, you're multiplying the you're adding the exponents, not multiplying them. Negative 5x cubed times the 5x squared, so I get negative 25x to the fifth. Multiplying to negative 6x, that gives me plus 30x to the fourth. And then lastly, to the 8th, I just get negative 40x cubed. So this is really the whole process. When you have like something on the outside of the parentheses, you just distribute. Okay, so now that we have that down, I'm going to talk about multiplying two binomials. And binomials just mean like polynomial with two terms. So for example, if I had x plus 5 and x plus 4, so there's a method, or there's like an acronym that I really like called FOIL. And I'm using different colors on purpose. You'll see why in a little bit. So FOIL stands for first, outer, inner, and last. So first, that just means I start with the first terms of each binomial. So I have x times x, which is x squared. Then I do outer, so that's just referring to the outer terms. So x times 4, so that gives me plus 4x. The second part is inner, so that's the 5 and the x. So I have plus 5x. And then last, so that's 5 and 4, since they are the last pieces of the binomial. So I get plus 20. And at this point, I'm going to combine like terms. So I have x squared, 4x plus 5x, which is just plus 9x, and then plus 20. So that's what my answer is here. So we're going to follow this pattern when it comes to multiplying binomials and even polynomials. And you kind of notice a pattern actually, like you just take the first term and you multiply with everything in the second one, and then repeat the process again. So I went like from x to the 4, and then again I started with the 5 this time, but I still multiplied by x and multiplied by the 4. So you're kind of giving each opportunity to like multiply with the second one. So let's do another example of that. If I have 4x plus 3 times x minus 2, so here I will multiply this out. So again, using FOIL. Or maybe I don't need to write it out, but I'll definitely use different colors. So starting with the first 4x and the x, so that's 4x squared. Then doing outer, 4x times -2, so that's -8x. Then I'll do inner, 3 and the x, so I have plus 3x. And then last, 3 times -2, so that's -6. And then combine like terms here, so 4x squared just stays there. -8x plus 3x is -5x. And then I have the -6 here. Okay, let's do a couple more examples in this form. Or maybe just a few more. Okay, let's try x plus 8 times x plus 5. And again, I'll try to color code here. So x times x, so I get x squared. X times 5, which is plus 5x. 8 times x, that's plus 8x. And then lastly, 8 times 5, which is plus 40. So then when I combine like terms, I have x squared plus 13x plus 40. Okay, and let's try so 2x times 3x, I get 6x squared. And then 2x times -5, I have -10x. And then here I have -9x. Then lastly, I have plus 15. So combining like terms, I have 6x squared minus 19x plus 15. And yeah, let's just do one more just in case. It doesn't hurt. 5x plus 3, x minus 4. So again, 5x times x, I get 5x squared. 5x times minus 4, so I get minus 20x. 3 times x, so I get plus 3x. And then I have 3 times -4, which is -12. And then combining like terms, I have 5x squared minus 17x minus 12x. Okay, so now what if I'm dealing with longer polynomials? So it's honestly just the same process. So right here, multiplying two polynomials. So if I have x squared plus 2x minus 3, x squared plus 4. Okay, so I'm going to color code these. Okay, so starting with x squared, I'm going to multiply x squared with x squared. So I get x to the 4th, x squared times 4, so I get plus 4x. Now I'm going to multiply 2x, and again to the x squared, so I get plus 2x cubed. Multiply 2x onto the 4, and I get plus 8x. And then lastly, I have -3 times x squared, so I have minus 3x squared, and then -3 times 4, which is -12. So again, if you notice, I'm taking each term in the first one, and they each get a chance to multiply with all the terms in the second one. So I'm always multiplying by x squared and 4 with each of these terms. And at this point, I'm going to combine like terms. So x to the 4th tags along, 2x cubed minus 3x squared. I can combine 4x and the 8x, so I get plus 12x. And then the minus 12 just sticks around here. So that's my answer. Here, let's do a few more examples like this. Again, I'm going to color code just to make this a little bit easier. So 4x cubed, I'm going to multiply to the x squared, so I have 4x to the 5th, 4x to 4x cubed times 2x, so I get plus 8x to the 4th. Okay, now I'm going to multiply the negative 2x squared onto both of these, so multiplying to the x squared, I have minus 2x to the 4th, and then multiplying to the 2x, I have minus 4x to the 3rd. Now lastly, 3x times x squared, so I have plus 3x cubed, and then multiplying to 2x, I have plus 6x squared. Combining like terms, so 4x to the 5th just kind of sticks around. 8x to the 4th minus 2x to the 4th, I get I get plus 6x to the 4th. Negative 4x cubed plus 3x cubed, so that's negative 4 plus 3. So I get negative x cubed. And then the 6x squared just tags along. Okay. Let's see what else we can do. Okay. Okay, so this one has 3 terms now for the second one, but nothing's changed too much. So again, so 2x squared times 2x squared, so I have 4x to the 4th. Multiplying that to the minus x, so I have minus 2x cubed. And then lastly to the 3, where I get plus 6x squared. Now using the 3x, so I'm multiplying that again to 2x squared, so I have plus 6x cubed. Multiplying that with the minus x, so I get minus 3x squared. And then lastly on to the 3, so I have plus 9x. And then minus 4 times 2, so I have minus 8x squared. To the minus x, so I have plus 4x. And then lastly, I have minus 12. And then from here, I'm just going to combine like terms. But as you can see, like the patterns from how I'm solving this, or how I'm like multiplying it, sorry, you know, I have it color coded to show that these are all like multiplied from the first term, then the second term, and then the third term. And similar here, I multiplied this with everything in the second polynomial. So these are all a result of me like multiplying from each of the first terms, or like the terms in the first polynomial. So I'm going to combine like terms here. So starting with the x to the 4th, that drops down, or 4x to the 4th. And then I'm going to combine negative 2x cubed and a 6x cubed to get plus 4x cubed. 6 minus 3 minus 8. 6 minus 3 is 3. And then 3 minus 8 is negative 5. So I have negative 5x squared. 9 plus 4 is plus 13x, and then minus 12. So this is my result here. Again, please don't let this intimidate you. Just, again, take it piece by piece. That's my best advice here. So I'll do one more example like this one. Okay, so the 5x cubed under negative 2x squared, so I have negative 10x to the fifth. Multiplying that to minus 3, so I have negative 15x cubed. Okay, negative 3x times negative 2x squared, so I have plus 6x cubed. Multiplying that with the minus 3, so I have plus 9x. Okay, lastly, multiplying 4 onto these, I have negative 8x squared and minus 12. Getting a lot of minus 12s lately, kind of interesting. So then here I have negative 10x to the fifth. Negative 15 plus 6, that is negative 9x cubed. Minus 8x squared. And then, oh, oops, I didn't write that properly. Okay. Plus 9x and then minus 12. Okay, so I think this will be the last thing I'll talk about here. So what if you have x plus 3 squared? Well, this is the same thing as saying x plus 3 times x plus 3. And again, just like what we've been doing, it's just the FOILing. So x times x, you get x squared. X times 3, I get plus 3x. 3 times x, I also get plus 3x. And then lastly, plus 9. And I get x squared plus 6x plus 9. There is a whole, I guess, like property or identity when it comes to this, but I think just for your learning's sake, I think it just might be easier for you to remember, hey, I just need to FOIL it. But I definitely want to touch on that in case you're ever confused on what this is equivalent to, or like how to multiply that, for example. So if I had t minus 5 squared, again, it's the same thing as t minus 5 times t minus 5. And of course, we FOIL, so t squared minus 5t minus 5t, and then plus 25. So I have t squared minus 10t plus 25. Okay, so let's try something a little bit more involved. So 2x plus 7 squared is the same thing as 2x plus 7 times 2x plus 7. Multiply out, 2x times 2x is 4x squared. 2x times 7 is plus 14x. 7 times 2x is plus 14x. And then here I have plus 49. 4x squared plus 28x plus 49 is my answer here. And just, to keep it a little bit more challenging, let's also try 5x minus 3x squared. And again, I can write this as 5x minus 3x squared times 5x minus 3x squared. Multiply out, so 5 times 5x times 5x is 25x. 5x times minus or to negative 3x squared is negative 15x cubed. Same thing here, negative 15x cubed when I multiply the negative 3x squared with the 5x. And then lastly, negative 3x squared times negative 3x squared is plus 9x to the fourth. All right, so that's the last example here for multiplication.